just become Zergling and Baneling micro fests, is trying to get the perfect hit off during that, and it pretty much wins the game if they end up both going that way. But we do have the game loaded up, spawning in the top left-hand corner. We have our red Zerg player, Litemash.
And over in the bottom right, we have the purple Zerg, Jamplifier.
Get our nameplates brought up and the production tab going.
And just from what we've seen in the previous games, if you're just joining us, we've seen a couple of games. Litemash, he exhibited great macro skills in his 2 victories over Wretch, and Jamplifier, he showed us a nice variety of builds as he won over Mr. Din.
Definitely. We do have our overlords. They're going to do their... They might actually kiss in the middle. It's not Valentine's Day, but it is romantic, as the pink and the red will get together in the middle. Pretty much simultaneous build so far. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Not sure if we're going to see a hatch first or a spawning pool first from these players, but we will definitely see in the coming moments. A lot of drone production. Definitely not seeing any 6 pools or any sort of your typical cheese that we would be seeing by now.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about a 6 pool is that it's easily done by the other side. If Jamplifier were to open up with it in this game, as he did in his last game against Mr. Din, you can almost guarantee that Litemash would be able to reciprocate the build in the ensuing matchup.
Yep, and the overlords are actually going to pass right through each other, as I guess they don't have hit detection boxes on those units. We do see the hatch first coming out of Litemash, while we have a pool first coming from Jamplifier.
Now, if Jamplifier doesn't capitalize on this and get in some good harassment with some early Zerglings, Litemash will definitely have an edge when it comes to economy.
Definitely at this point, and we do see gas production is going up as well, so it looks like he's going to go for speedlings, which would be great for the harass when it actually comes to that. We do have the spawning pool now just about halfway done for Litemash, so it is going to be a little bit later. And Jamplifier doesn't quite have the gas for the research quite yet, but he is making 6 Zerglings, and let's see if he actually sends those over to do some early harassment.
Yeah, very quick 6 Zerglings while putting down that natural expansion. It would be very difficult for Litemash to handle those at this point, seeing as his spawning pool isn't even done yet.
Yeah, spawning pool just popped out. Still no Zerglings from any of the larvae though. The Zerglings are not moving. Where are the Zerglings? I've lost the Zerglings.
It looks like they're hanging out over by Jamplifier's natural base. Might be trying to get eyes on an Overlord, but the Overlord's playing tricks on him. He's over in the main.
That he is. Zergling speed is now on the way. 4 Zerglings being made for Litemash, so he would win out in an all-out brawl. There is the evolution chamber getting dropped right there. And we'll see if we see a Baneling nest. I'm really curious to see if either player is going to go that route. Their gases are exactly the same. The minerals are almost the same. The minerals, however, or the supply, is nearly, it's now 7 different. Litemash definitely getting the early worker edge because he has the extra hatchery to do it. 22 harvesters to 13.
Oh no, the Overlord from Litemash, who is scouting the main, is getting attacked by the Queen. Will he make it out? 1 HP, no! And he goes down. Oh, it's not going to be supply blocked for long. Litemash had 5 Overlords in production, 2 just spawn. I think he's going to be in good shape.
We do have a Baneling nest coming out of Jamplifier, and there was no scout on this. He has no idea this is coming. This could be very dangerous for Litemash.
I'm not sure. Litemash, he's been going to those roaches a lot, and he does it yet again. Just starting the roach warren, but I think it'll be done by the time Banelings show up at his front door.
We'll see how many he gets finished, though. He doesn't have the minerals at the moment to do it. It's going to be a couple more minutes before he has a sizable army. If he moves out with these Zerglings and single Baneling, it should actually be... we'll see if the timing gets it down. 41 to 31 is his supply. Still definitely taking the income lead. He's about 300 more income and double the gas income at the moment. 35 harvesters to 18.
Yeah, Litemash is definitely showing off his macro skills yet again. This has been his strong point throughout the tournament. He even has a bit of vision in 4 Zerglings that he has camped out over by what I would expect to be Jamplifier's third base should he choose to take one.
Yeah, and we do have the Overlord kind of floating over here from Jamplifier. Nothing going on yet. We do have some Zerglings from Litemash. They're doing some scouting to see what's out and about here. A lot of Zerglings that Jamplifier has sitting here. The army supply is 10 to 19, and he is going to move out the poor Banelings. He probably
and Jamplifier is going to see the army. And he sees the Banelings.
Yeah, and they're trying to catch up. They're just going straight through, and he does get a nice round on there, gets rid of that. But the scout was perfect. 5 roaches instantly being built, and a Baneling nest of Litemash's own being built on the back of this. Those roaches are going to be invaluable.
And a ton of spine crawlers. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
This might be a bit of an overreaction from Litemash.
That is a lot, but is there a back door to this? No, that is the only entrance. These Zerglings need to go now. They need to go up that ramp before these finish. And they go in and get it. They're going to get the surround on the roaches. Banelings come in. There are no other Zerglings for them to explode on.
No, they're going to go straight for that worker line. Oh, and he gets a good number of workers there. The queen goes down. Oh, Litemash is in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, but he still is heavily ahead in the supply. But he's in the main space going straight for the spawning pool as he cuts it off and goes straight for the worker line. The roach is trying to pick off these Zerglings. All the workers are running off. The spawning pool is going to go down. Zerglings are going to surround the queen. No, they're going to go for the drones. Just going every which way.
Man, Litemash is fighting for his life right now. He needs to get those drones moving, get them out of harm's way. He does hold.
The queen,
he
4
lost,
HP.
He lost an awful lot of economy there. He lost a queen at the natural, almost lost his queen in the main. The only thing that he has that's good about Litemash's position here is that he can hold another attack like that, certainly with all of his spine crawlers now being finished.
Definitely, and a poor choice, I feel, from Jamplifier, putting the spine crawlers up on the top ramp. He needs to be putting them at the bottom ramp where the entrance is, because his entire natural is going to be completely exposed.
Well, it's going to be a little difficult for him now without that queen at his natural. He needs to spread his creep and give those spine crawlers a bit more real estate to work with.
So the counterattack is coming down. We have, looks like 9 roaches and several Zerglings that are going to be joining this. The scouts are getting killed off quite quickly. I don't know, that should be enough roaches to kill that amount of Zerglings, I would think.
Litemash needs to hit soon. Jamplifier has a Spire on the way. Mutalisks are sure to follow, and either, or I think Litemash's only response at this point has to be to get a Hydralisk Den. There's no way he can get mutas of his own to respond in time.
No, not at this rate. And the Spire is about to pop, and he is saving a little bit. I don't think he's going to have enough gas to make as many as he wants. Litemash actually stacking quite a bit of his own gas. 4 Banelings being morphed in by Litemash. We do have 2 Mutalisks and 4 more roaches on Litmash's side. So definitely nobody knows what's going on the other side. Going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, Jamplifier, he is hitting that supply cap. Going to need to make a few overlords. Litemash, on the other hand, he's, again, his macro is solid. He's got a nice bit of supply room. He was making overlords. Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at Jamplifier's production tab. But still, Litemash well ahead in the supply count.
Yeah, and there is the 3rd going down as well, which is going to boost his macro even further at the 13-minute mark.
The only thing that's going to hinder him at this point are those Mutalisks.
Yeah, but
I only hope that Litemash finds out before it's too late.
He doesn't have very many Mutalisks just yet. He is only running... Where are they flying to? There's only 2. They're really not going to be able to do that much damage at the moment.
Oh, and Jamplifier reveals them.
Trying to
now this may be a trick. He is making a Hydralisk Den at the same time, so he may be trying to force Litemash to make his own Mutalisks while building Hydralisks behind it.
Be an interesting mind game, but I think Jamplifier needs to get his economy up, actually, just in general.
Oh, and if he is going for the mind games, they certainly are working as Litemash throws down a Spire of his own.
They do start attacking. They are going for the Queen. They are going to get rid of this Queen before it takes out the Mutalisks. Looks like where are they headed next? Oh god, they do so much damage.
Yeah, Spore Crawler's got a nice look in the last few patches, now doing so much damage to Mutalisks.
Yeah, they were getting sick of the ZvZ Mutalisk wars that ended up happening of whoever owned the most Mutalisks won. Definitely annoying thing. Jamplifier actually stockpiling 1,600 minerals right now.
That is quite a lot. He should throw down a third base and possibly even a macro hatchery just to relieve some of that minerals. He's also falling behind in plot, like his number of overlords. He could free up a lot of supply.
Yeah,
or create a lot of supply.
Yeah, and we have some Zergling battles going on. Nothing really major. He needs to bring these roaches over. These roaches could push right up through these. Really no problem. I mean, the army supply is 76 to 31. I think Litemash is just playing it careful, not wanting to throw the game by some silly mistake.
Yeah, and if you know that your macro is very solid, you definitely do not want to do anything to put yourself behind in that aspect. But just sort of looking at what each player has been building, Jamplifier, he's focusing a lot on you know, getting army units out and army compositions that are very solid for Zerg. Litemash is also making those buildings, but he's doing it at a bit of a slower pace, which is allowing him to establish a better economy.
Yeah, Jamplifier finally actually getting some of his supply up. Tunneling Claws and Burrow being researched and getting roaches of his own. I don't know if he's trying to do some backdoor attacks with this. However, the Hydralisks are on the way. This army from Litemash looking very scary with a 50 supply lead. It looks like he's moving his army back up into his base. Oh, nope, there it goes. He's just collecting everybody. Getting ready for, it looks like, an assault. We do have a Mutalisk over here harassing the Overlords as the Overlords try to get to safety. The Hydralisks, though, are going to be able to clean that up rather quickly. Oh, the Mutalisk at 11 HP only needed a couple more hits to die.
Yeah, he's going to get away with a story or two to tell.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh, he certainly is daring.
And daring got him killed. There's a very good lesson in life for that.
Well, maybe he got to tell the story of how great and mighty Litemash's army was.
He definitely got to tell that story. That definitely showed off exactly how huge that is. Jamplifier probably a little scared of what's going on over there at the moment.
Yes, I'm not sure if Jamplifier even knows Litemash has this third base. He does. It's a little surprising that Jamplifier hasn't gone for a third base of his own sooner than him putting one down just right now.
We do have some Jamplifiers actually tunneling some roaches through right now, and I don't think there's any detection.
Oh no, Litemash has it must be a slight oversight. Didn't put any spore crawlers at his third base.
He did reveal that they were burrowed, though. He popped it right up in plain view, which was a bad idea.
Yes, an Overseer being morphed right at that third base. They're going to be able to pop up and do some decent damage, but they're not going to be able to get away.
No. And the army's going to come in just melting these roaches of Jamplifiers away. So much DPS in this Hydraload roach army. 100 supply lead now, 137. Army supply to 65. Worker supply is 59 to 35. Litemash definitely showing off his macro ability in this ZvZ matchup.
Yeah, that maxed army is definitely very scary, and probably the best thing for Litemash is that very soon he's going to have enough resources to remax after this engagement that's going on right now.
Jamplifier throwing out the GG, realizing he has been bested, as Litemash takes the first match.
Litemash he built up a huge army with that great economy he got building, And when it came to the fight, he just had the numbers to get a huge concave on Jamplifier's army.